Read this, read that. A two. A one.
We love you. A
A
one. Hey, everybody.
one.
We're singing our song.
No, you have to say welcome to Read This, Read That. See, you
Well,
forget all of it
welcome
because
to
we're not on
This Week
tape.
That, everybody. I am Jackie Reid.
I'm Joyanne Reid. See, that has to we have to start it with that.
I know.
People will get
I have so many
disoriented.
things on my mind when we start live. It feels so different. But I was going to say, we sing our welcome song next week to our new followers and friends and family. So be ready for that. That's what you were singing.
Yes.
A bit of that. A bit of that.
This, read that. We are family. And we love you, but we will block you if you traverse our boundaries. Is it?
So if you come with that,
If you come with that bullshit, so respect our boundaries, cousin.
welcome to our. Bring it back.
What's up, y'all? We see everybody in Middle Georgia checking in, Raleigh, North Carolina.
I know.
You love it.
Everybody, happy Tuesday. We are so happy to be here. So many things to talk about, but welcome. Welcome.
Momo finished the book. Momo G66 done finished the book. Come on.
That's the announcement. Thursday, 3 p.m. is the day and the time this week that we will have our first official Read This, Read That book club meeting. So come to talk about the characters, to talk about plot, to talk about all the things. Amy will be our guest, the author of If I Ruled the World. She's coming back to really dig into, so she'll be able to answer a lot of questions. I have to say, for every book club meeting, we probably won't have the author. We're going to try and do our best. But this is our opportunity to come together and really dig into the book, talk about it. There will be spoilers because we're going to talk about all the things. So read the book and come and gather. It'll be fun. I'm excited about this.
And she's serious about them spoilers. If y'all missed last week's episode, she spoiled like 800 different TV shows and movies in the last 30 seconds of the show.
Well, to be fair, 8 to 10 old TV shows and movies that if you have not watched by now, shame on you. And
it's your fault.
You get what you get. You get what you get. If you don't know how The Shining ended, I'm sorry.
It's too late.
It's too late. Anyway, how are you, cousin?
I'm doing great. My teeth are a little sore because, Tuesdays are not just Read This, Read That live nights. It's also the day I put in my new, what do you call it?
Oh, so Tuesday is
Invisalign. It's every Tuesday. So every Tuesday I come and you get the shock of putting them in and they're like, this is week 8. So I'm good though. I'm so used to the pain, that initial like shock when you put them in. And I really do feel like my teeth are getting straighter.
Yes, they are. You can see the difference. People have said in the comments, y'all let her know how great her teeth look. But wait a minute. So every Tuesday, is it called a retainer? No,
they call it a retainer. Yeah, it's they call it a retainer. But it's the it is the, what do you call it? The braces, but they call it a retainer. You can hear me slurring. Yeah, it's every Tuesday because I put them in on a Tuesday, so you have to do it the same day that you put them in.
It is the lisp that takes me out every time, your little lisp. But how's the eating with the Invisalign? How's that work? Is that better? You still on the solid foods? And are you losing weight?
I'm losing weight because it's a whole, like I said, it's a whole journey having to eat food. I have to take them out. Well, it's going to be in my wind down, but I was at a wedding this weekend. So, it was a whole drama, whole journey. You go out and you're really not eating because I don't have the energy to be running to the bathroom, then doing the whole thing to take them in and out. So I've definitely lost weight.
Momo D66 says she's already has a beautiful smile and now those teeth are going to be straight.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I had perfect teeth. My mother was a nutritionist, so I had perfect straight teeth. It's something about post like having children and then perimenopause made my teeth have gotten crooked over time. My teeth used to be straight. I think over time, like I chipped this one, eating like I don't remember what I was eating, but I chipped one tooth and then it just was like a whole downward spiral. And my bottom teeth got more crooked with time. And apparently that is something that happens with women as our hormones shuffle around and your face continues to contort and grow over time. So weight loss, weight gain, having children, all these things do move your teeth around. So
Yeah, I
my
think the
mm,
worst part to me, one of the worst things about aging is that your nose gets bigger and your ears get
does.
bigger.
They
So
do.
your ears are going to grow and expand, get longer, wider, whatever, and so will your nose as you age. It just comes with age, which is really interesting.
Well, lucky I have duck ears, so there's really no, even if they get twice as big, they were started off as half as big as a regular ear. So
You have cute little ears,
I have
though.
duck ear. Yeah, they're really small. So if
They're
they
not,
grow,
I mean, girl,
I got
mine are
room.
humongous. I've got Obama ears, Will Smith ears.
They
Always.
fit your face. They're
They're
fabulous.
so big. So anyway, we want to remind everybody to please like and subscribe and
Please.
comment if you're already not subscribing. If you are, tell a friend, come on, join the family, join our cousin nation. We have so many exciting things going on. We are launching our membership same day as the book club meeting this Thursday. We have a new membership coming for you where you can get very exclusive content. So you'll find out all about that on Thursday. All you have to do is, just it'll all be there for you. Just click
Yes.
and you can be, there are different tiers that we're going to lay out for you. So look forward to that this week, in addition to our book club
Yes.
meeting. Like, subscribe, comment. We love your comments and we love being here with you guys live. I'm liking this. For the longest
I did
time,
too.
we have been recording our show
Mm-hmm.
and then editing, and it'll come out later. This is
Mm-hmm.
the best. Hey, cousins, read this, read that. Hey, Nesbit 524. I
Brittany,
always
Brittany
wonder what
said, Brittany
people.
getting their coin purse. Brittany said she getting her coin purse ready. I love it.
I love that.
Brittany said, let me get my coin purse ready. So I don't, do we still have coin purses? I need to get a little cute one.
I love I have a
Me
coin
too.
purse.
Oh, I
Mine is
love
this,
it.
but I love that one that
Mm-hmm.
like
The one with
snaps
the
open
snap.
or
Oh, I love
fastens.
it.
What is it? Is it a fasten or a
I
snap?
don't
I
know
don't know
what it's
what you
called.
call it.
It's
I
cute.
love that.
I need
Okay,
it.
so we got a lot to talk about. Let's get to our wind down. What you drinking and what's going on with you? And I know a little bit about your wind down, so I'm excited to
You
hear.
heard the long version. I'm going to do the short version tonight. I am drinking my very favorite ginger beer. This is the only brand I actually like, Fever Tree. Well, I mean, I do
Mhm.
like the Jamaican one, D&G Jamaican. I like it too. But this one is the one if you're making a cocktail, if you're making any kind of cocktail, you should use this. Fever Tree is the best. I'm drinking it in your favorite glass that you keep
Ah,
saying you're going to steal from me. I poured 2 bottles in here with some ice.
woo, that is my glass. I need to get on over there and get that. Because how many? What's the set made of? Is there 2 or 4? Don't lie
There's
to
only
me.
one.
Oh, there's only
It's
one.
literally only one.
Mm. I need you to write my name on the bottom. That's mine.
It's got a kick. Yes, because I'm a busy bee.
I love that. I love that. Well, I can't wait to get my hands on
Mm,
that. Okay, so wind down time. What's going
yes.
on?
Okay. So I'm tempted, to make my wind down the fact that today is my fireversary.
Your what?
What my fireversary? 1 year ago today,
Oh my
Ms. Now broke
God.
up with me. 1 year ago, February 24, 2025 is when Ms. Now broke up with me and set me
Wow.
free to be a new media star.
It was what,
So
a Saturday?
it was the Saturday prior that I got the call, and then the 24th was my first official day of being fired.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got the call Saturday at noon and was told they would be firing me, that I would not be being continued. And that was on Saturday, the 22nd of February. And then the 24th, I was like, oh, okay. And then they pretended like they didn't know whether I was going to do a final show, even though during the firing call, I told them I was going to. And then they did a whole news release where they pretended they didn't know that. And then the 24th was my last official show, which you can actually find on the Joy Reid Show. I put it in a little throwback section on the channel.
Oh,
That was my
nice.
last official show, was February 24. And then the next day was State of the Union, because they
Yeah.
wanted to fire me before State of the Union, because I would have been at the big table with Rachel and
Wow.
Nicole and everyone.
Right.
So they didn't want that, because usually they're trying to please Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. So they had to make sure that I wasn't there to say some shit about Trump and Netanyahu. So that could have been my wind down today. But no, it's not, because I'm not going to give Ms. Now that energy. She broke up
Well,
with me.
it is
Fuck her.
it's your liberation day. Because
It's my
people are
liberation day.
saying they love Joy Reid Unleashed. They
Yes.
love this version of you.
Yeah. I got
So a
fired on
lot
my
of
day
people
off.
are saying that. I
As
know I do.
Dwayne Reese said, you got fired. I got fired on my day off. That is real talk. I got fired on my day off. Saturday at noon. I got fired on my day off, just like in Friday. But
Mm,
it was great. You're right. It's my liberation day. And look, sometimes a relationship breaks up, and it's actually the best thing that could happen to you. And this,
yeah,
and I, as much as I miss and love my team, they treated my team so badly. Pushing my team out
yeah.
and making them all reapply for their jobs, CNN style. It was really terrible what they did to Rachel's team. They fired all of them too, made them all reapply for their jobs. So my team are now scattered across the artists formerly known as MSNBC's lineup, doing other jobs. They did mostly find jobs, not everybody, but it was my liberation day. So happy fireversary to me. I did a post earlier today on social media wishing myself a happy fireversary. So yeah, so now this connects to my actual wind
Yes,
down
please. Go on.
because when I was there, my last show that I did for nearly 5 years was called The Readout, and the executive producer of The Readout, Tina, who we call White Jackie, we also call Jackie Reid Black Tina, because they're basically the same person. It's just one is German and one is Jackie Reid, right? And so White Jackie got married. So it was also her fireversary. Our fireversaries are, we celebrate our fireversaries together.
Yeah.
And she got married to her boo. And so Jason and I flew down to South Carolina to celebrate her nuptials. And then we got properly stuck there. So my wind down is I went down to celebrate Tina, my former work wife, wedding. And it was a beautiful wedding, gorgeous wedding in Charleston, South Carolina.
Ooh.
We had a great time. We flew down Friday after I did a little cute little quick machete trip to Detroit, came back, bounced down to South Carolina, get down there, no problems on Friday. Did that. We ran a tape show. We were prepared. We prepared in advance. We had a tape show, a great Black History special that we did. Finished that. We get down there, had the little party Friday. Saturday was the wedding, gorgeous, perfect. Then we start hearing about the blizzard that was coming to the Northeast. And something told me, let me check that my flight is going to get out on Sunday p.m. Sunday evening. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I got out of there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. So I try to book it, but all the flights are sold out. The only flight I put me on that. So we get on that one. That flight gets canceled. And let me mind you, on Saturday, they was flight. While we're at the museum, that flight cancels.
Oh
We're
my
like,
God.
book another backup. We book a United backup and an American Airlines backup because the original flight was American Airlines. They said, oh, we're so sorry. They rebook us on the 5:15. We try to book an American Airlines flight. That one also cancels almost immediately. Then we book a United flight, which also cancels. The last thing we have left is this one United flight that was supposed to be at 6 p.m., but then it gets delayed. Then they say it's at 7, then they say it's at 9. So I'm now panicking because I know I need to be back because what I'm doing tonight on my fireversary is I'm going to be part of Midas Touch and what do you call it? MoveOn.org's
Oh,
live
yeah.
alternative State of the Union tonight. Me and Katie Fang are co-hosting it. We're going to be at the nation's capital with members of Congress, senators, and House that are not going to Big Orange Dummies State of the Union. We're doing our own separate one. It's a bunch of them, dozens of them. And I'm the co-host. It's in person. I have to come back. So, and also it's Sunday. I don't want to spend my whole day. The wedding's over. There ain't no reason for me to be down there. Tina is doing her thing. She's with her new husband and his family and her family. Her family live down there. There's no reason for me to be down there. And so, and most of my fellow former artists formerly known as MSNBC colleagues have already left. One of them, their flight got canceled. He and his husband jumped in a car and drove home. Everyone else is texting. We get a little group chat minus Tina, so we don't bother her. And everybody's like taking off, getting on my plane, about to. I'm like, my heart is sinking as everyone else is leaving, and I'm stuck. Like we're good and stuck. Long story short, we come back from the museum. Of course, Jason is calm as calm could be, and that's making me angrier. You know when you're panicking.
That's Jason.
And he's like, it'll work out. And I'm like, no, it won't. I need to get home today. I did not want to spend my entire Sunday. The museum was cute. Went to the African American History Museum, very cute, but I want to go home. And so we come back from the museum. I'm so mad. I go back into the little lobby and I order myself a security, because now at this point I need a drink. I know it's in the afternoon, but it's time for a whole ass drink. So I order my security. I explain to the bartender how to make it. I'm sitting there sipping my security. And then Tina comes back to the hotel because she's about to go to dinner with her husband and his family. And she's waiting for him to come down. And she's like, what's wrong? And Jason explains the whole thing to her. He's like, she's having a whole crash out. Please cheer her up because it's going to be fine. And then she's like, listen, she's like, all you have to do, if the storm is north of the Mason-Dixon line, you just need to stay south of the Mason-Dixon line. Why don't you fly to Virginia and get a car to drive you home from Virginia? Because then you will not have crossed the Mason-Dixon line. Those flights should be running. And I'm like, oh my God, that's brilliant. So reach out to Sean. I'm like, get me on one of those. So she books me a flight on American Airlines that goes to Richmond, Virginia, but we still have the now twice delayed other flight on United that goes direct to Dulles Airport. So now we have 2 tickets, 2 possibilities to get home. We get to the airport. Jason's like, I'm not trying to do the whole drive thing. I want to get on this direct flight. I'm like, I'm getting on this flight to Virginia because I'm going home. So we take 2 different routes.
Right.
Yo, we both grown. I'm like,
so y'all were on separate flights.
We each had both tickets, but he chose to use ticket 1 and I chose to use ticket 2. Now, usually the way things work out was when he picks something and I pick something separate, his thing always works and mine doesn't. He has better luck and karma than me. So I'm on my plane. My bag won't fit in the overhead. They pull out my bag and say, we're just going to gate check your bag. And I'm like, okay, once they gate check your bag, I'm good and stuck. It's a 2-part flight. It first has to fly to North Carolina. Then it has to fly to Virginia. Once they put that plane under, I'm committed. So I'm like, okay. And meanwhile, I'm getting an emergency text from Sean, my assistant, saying, get off the plane. There's no car to take you home from Virginia. And now I'm like, there has to be a car. Somebody's going to find me a car. I'm like, I'm going home. I'm not getting off this plane. Like now it's just a matter of like the principle of the thing. I'm not getting off this plane. Find me a car. Somebody go take. If I have to walk home from Virginia, at least I'll be closer to home. I'll be closer to my house. I'm not getting off this plane. So so then Jason texts me, you should get off the plane. I'm like, I'm not getting off this plane. I'm sitting in the 14th row, refusing to get off the plane. And now they've checked my bag. So I'm committed. If I get off the plane, my bag is going to Richmond. So it's like I'm going where my bag is going, or I'm just going to kiss off the bag, forget my Toomey bag. I'm done. I'm just whatever. So I commit, I get off the plane, I take off, and as I'm in the air, I get the text from Jason, we're boarding. And I'm like,
that's on his flight. That's
his
on
flight,
his
which
flight.
I could have been on. I get the flight, we're about to board. And then I'm like, no, let me off this plane. Because now I'm in there. Now it's lifting, and he about to board, and I'm about to be stuck in North Carolina. And then if the North Carolina flight gets canceled, I'm stuck in North Carolina. So I get to North Carolina completely dejected at this point. At this point, all hope is gone. I'm walking around. I do not have my bag. My bag is checked to the next flight. I then go and pathetically get in the American Airlines line because I see that there are 2 planes to Baltimore that are still not canceled. So I'm like, if I get in this line, maybe the nice ladies at American Airlines will get me on that flight. Baby, them ladies is tired and they don't give a damn where you trying to go. They just give you that look and then they start typing. You know how when you're in front of the airline people, they just do this? They don't tell you what they're doing. They just for a long time go.
No.
And then if you ask them anything, they go.
They don't care who you are.
They don't care who you are. They didn't know and didn't care. They're just.
Of all the times where it would have been useful to be recognized, right?
This would have been the time, and this was not that night. This was not that kind of night. There's nobody know nor care that not only was I a TV person, but I was a TV person that needed to get back to do a non-TV thing. They didn't give a damn. And so the lady says, nope, can't get you on that flight. I was like, there's no way I can even get on standby. Could I just stand in the line? Nope. But what? Nope. Next. So then I just sort of sadly limped back over to my gate, which is now taking off at midnight. midnight, which means I will land in Richmond at about 1 a.m. and then have to take a 2-hour ride home. Now I'm committed. And I'm thinking in my mind, Jason is halfway home. He's probably home by now.
Right.
So I get on. So I go to the little bar. The very nice gentleman comes up to me and he could see how sad I am. And he's like, "Is there anything I can get you? I hate to say this to you, but our kitchen is actually closed. So I can't get you any food. But I can get something that's fried. That's the only thing that's still open." I was like, "May I just please have some fries at an old fashioned?" And he was like, "Of course." Nice white guy. Of course. So the nice tall white man brings me my very delicious crunchy French fries, which I had to then, I had to stop and go in the restroom, take out my Invisalign, go through the whole bloody. But I was at that point so depressed. I was like, it's worth it. I'm going. I always carry my little portable toothbrush, my portable
Yeah.
toothpaste. I have my whole kit. Go in, do the whole thing, and eat my fries, drink my old fashioned, whatever. Get on the flight. Then, with the last of his dying phone, I text Jason, "Are you halfway home? Are you home?" And then he texts me back, "No, 2:50." And that's all he had. Had his battery was dying. He texts, "No, 2:50." Girl, his flight canceled
Imagine if you had
after they
gotten off that
already announced
plane.
that it boarded. And now I'm thinking, this has never happened. That I took we've made separate choices, and I'm the one that made the right choice. Get to Virginia. Muhammad, my amazing, wonderful driver, goes out of his way on his iftar. He did his Muslim fast, and it's iftar day. And the only reason I had a driver is because Muhammad left his iftar dinner to come and get me and drove 2 hours to Virginia to drive me 2 hours back home. And this is
Wow.
why they always tell you, treat the people who do service work for you with the deepest respect. This is a driver that we use all the time. And during COVID, I started limiting the drivers I use to just use the ones I know, try not to get COVID. So I really got to know Muhammad. Muhammad said he got the job. The company called him and said, "Do you want to take a job?" And he said, "No." And then they said, "Well, it's Reid." And he said, "I'm leaving." Got in his car, left his iftar dinner, took his hauled ass out to the airport 2 hours away, picked me up and got me home. I walked in the house 2 minutes to 3 a.m. Mr. Reid got home the next day because his flight canceled overnight. And luckily, we were not confident enough in the airlines to cancel our room because all the other people who were stuck at the airport were sleeping in that damn hotel in the airport. Because we kept our room, he was able to get in a Uber and go back to our hotel,
Oh,
get a good night's
nice.
sleep, and fly in the next day. So he made it home we both made it home the following day, but I made it home at 10 minutes to 3. He made it home at about 2:30 p.m. And as y'all saw, because I was texting the team, I don't know if we're gonna have a show tonight. Because if
Yeah.
he doesn't make it, he does everything, the technical, like how Camille is our producer here. He does all of that. I don't do it. I'm talent. I sit in front of the camera and talk. Without him, I was like, maybe I'll just go live. So we made it by hook or by crook. God is good. Muhammad is gooder.
Oh my
And
God.
by
Somebody
the
was
way,
saying you are a trooper.
the trooper. And
What an ordeal.
look, let me tell you something. Muhammad came off that iftar. So listen, don't let nobody tell you these Muslims, they are, I mean, inshallah, Muhammad, amen. That dude, he came through
Wow.
for a sister.
Wow.
And I
That's
had to I
crazy.
tipped him. I'm a big tipper. I gave a huge tip and I was like, and also here's $20 for your 9-year-old son who you left behind and your wife. I gave her an special extra tip for the wife because I said I have to apologize to your wife and child for you leaving iftar dinner for me. And so I gave I gave a little gift to the kids and to the wife.
Oh my God. What an
Yeah.
ordeal. And number two, you need a backup on your show for the tech. If you didn't learn anything from this trip, it is that. But
Listen.
train one of them kids, girl.
Train with them kids. So yes, and man, look at that. Sasha says she's glad she chose today to start watching. What a story! It was like, and the moral of the story is the kindness of this brother Muhammad is incredible, but also these airlines are trash. And it's not the employees. It's not their fault. The airlines themselves, they don't tell you the truth. They tell you a flight's coming when it's not. They tell you a flight's boarding when it's not. They say your plane is here when it's not. They cancel flights without any second thought to the customers. And since Trump overrode Biden's executive order giving us a passenger bill of rights, there's nothing you can do. These airlines, I'm talking, we dealt with 4 airlines. None of them came through. This
Yeah.
is where we live. This is where we were at. And here's the best part of the story, y'all. And then I'm gonna pass it to Jacque. When we landed, you know how much snow was on the ground? Near snow. Not a drop. It was a little bit of light rain, and they canceled. They shut down all 3 DC area airports, and there was 0 snow. None. It's finally a little dusting of snow. When we got about 10 minutes from the house, the little dusting started. Girl, that stuff is already melted. It was so little snow that they shut DC down. Now, New York did get hit, but DC didn't. They shut all those flights down into all 3 airports. It's shameful what these airlines do. Shameful.
Well, I'm glad you made it home safely, and I'm glad Jason made it home safely, and I'm glad you all made it there in time to do the show last night, because it was an important one. It was a really good one. But yeah, y'all need a backup plan for that show. I'm not gonna let that go. You can let the moral of the story be good deeds, be nice to people. You need a backup plan for that show. Because I turn on, I'm ready to watch. I don't want no excuses. Where's Joy Reid? Because like Friday, I was looking for you live and you had a pre-recorded show. I started to text you and say, girl, what the hell?
Yeah, because we
Where
planned ahead.
You sick? What's going on?
Girl, we planned ahead. And Garrison Hayes, God bless him, Ashley the Baroness, and of course, Michael Harriet. We had planned it way in advance because we knew we were going to this wedding. So we had this amazing show planned so we could get out of town. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to know the schedule changes, because I was just like, where is
what's happening?
I didn't get this memo. No, glad you made it safe, and God bless Muhammad.
God bless Muhammad.
Thank you. Okay, so my wind down. I'm drinking Cycling Frog. I think I have the black cherry that I always have. Very good. I didn't get any ice because I just wanted it to hit me. It's non-alcoholic. We usually drink non-alcoholic these days, but it's so funny how when we started this show, we were drinking wine in the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day, and then going back to work. You know, y'all, we used to do this at work. We would take a break, and we were drinking straight up real wine.
Yep, all the time. But now we're, in our menopause phase, realizing the hazards of drinking alcohol. So we're both mostly drinking non-alcohol, but we haven't given it up altogether. But every once in a while, she drinks, I drink. It's a good thing. So my wind down is I started teaching. So I am a Hearst visiting professor, or I should say visiting lecturer at FAMU down in Tallahassee, which I'm very honored to do. I'm teaching a master class on independent journalism once a week. And Tallahassee is not that far from me. It's like a 3.5-hour drive.
Oh, you're doing it in person?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm in person. So it's so I get in the car, I drive. And let me tell you something. I was so nervous when I crossed over from Georgia to the Florida state line. I just felt some kind of way with all the politics of Florida and how pro-Trump they are. And I'm like, I'm a Black woman, but fortunately, FAMU is not far from the state line. But it was a really good drive. 3.5, 4 hours was the drive that I made. These students are incredible. This school is fantastic. They have a whole journalism and graphic design building. This huge bill. Somebody said, "Go Rattlers!" We really had, and it was quite the drive. Let me say. So I'm the kind of driver that needs to be in the passenger seat.
The kind of driver that needs to be in the passenger seat. Okay.
I don't like driving. I'm an okay driver. But I don't follow the rules kind of driver, not drastically, but like, let's say I'm driving on the highway or on the street and I miss my turn. Wherever I am, I will back up on that shoulder and go the way that I need to go. This comes from reporting in news and having to be on the scene. I had a live shot. I was coming from my station to get to where the live truck was set up when I lived in Houston, Texas. And baby, I was driving and trying to, and that's before we had GPS.
Right.
Let me just say that I don't know how I got anywhere because I am a GPS girl. They might as well plug it into me. I
Same.
live for GPS. So I'm driving. I'm on my way to a live shot. Girl, I passed the exit. I'm on the highway, right? Past the exit, girl. I got in the shoulder, backed it on up. It went up that ramp.
No,
I sure did. No. I do it all the time. I'm like, I could. I did it when I was driving down to Florida. I passed my exit, and I was like, "Wait a minute, there's a way." People are like, "No, Jay."
No, everyone's having the exact same
rules. But when I tell you, I was running out of the car to this live shot when I lived in Houston. I mean, I'm running and I get there and they're like 3, 2. And I was
Smokey said, note to self, Jackie's the designated passenger. Amen. I will, and I'm not even the best driver. Yeah, you ain't driving me.
Do not let me drive. I do not listen because I will take risk. I will take risk when I drive. I'm gonna get there if I got to get there. And girl, I have driven and done my nails in the car. You know how you can sit and put your, like, can you see my knee? Put your knee up at a light and paint your toenail. Somebody said me first. And then my sister is that she critiques my driving so bad. She hates when I drive. When she's in the passenger seat and I'm driving, she is like, because I don't speed unless I have to. Now, if I'm late, I will. But usually I'm going, a little over the speed limit for the most part. But yeah, I'm not the safest driver. So much so, this is, you know how your car will give you signals of different things? My car kept putting up this note of a little coffee
saying, get out, don't get in me again.
You should take a break. It kept saying, you should put a little coffee cup. And it was like, you should take a break. You should pull over and rest. Because as I'm driving, girl, I'm eating. So it's I'm eating something because I don't like to stop. When I'm going somewhere,
I do that too.
I'm eating in the car.
I do it.
I'm talking to our interns. So I'm like, trying to, they're sending me stuff. I'm like, okay, let me look real quick.
Ian Than said, Jesus, take the wheel. No, literally. Literally.
Listen, on a wing and a prayer, I got there. So I'll be making this drive every week.
Everyone that lives between Tallahassee, Florida and Atlanta, Georgia, please be on the lookout. We will be posting a picture of Jackie's vehicle so that you can avoid it. Like the
car kept telling me, you need to rest.
Because it said, get out of me. It says, I don't want you. I don't want you. Find another driver. Where's Holly?
Girl, they were like, this B word is crazy. She's out of her mind. Why is she driving like this? The car was like, pull over.
It's like, you got to stop. Get out of me.
Let me send some sincere love to FAMU, girl. They really rolled out the red carpet for me. They were so lovely.
When we
do our book club live on Thursday, I'm going to be there. They're setting up a whole room for me to do my portion of the live from, because I get there on Thursday and I teach on Friday. And then I come right on back. But this school is incredible. Shout out to Dean Lowe and the young people that I met there. April Ryan was my my virtual guest. You are on the roster, and some other folks. I like to surprise them with the guests, so I don't want to say too much, but yeah, it is a great opportunity. It's an honor to be there, and hopefully I'll make it there safely there at home every week.
And by the way, you made the local news. So a friend of mine texted me and said, your sister, he thinks we're sisters. He said, your sister is in the news. And I'm going to send it to you. There was a little, there was a report about it. About you. And so so you made the local news, and so he sent it to me. So you are Tallahassee famous.
Oh girl, I love that. I mean, I meet with the school newspaper, which they still print. They do a printed version of the newspaper, which I absolutely love. And it's a dream come true for me because I work with young people
So
all
much.
the time. My
Yeah.
dream is to be a college professor officially somewhere. So I'm moving in that direction. So I'm grateful to FAMU for giving me this opportunity to teach a master class.
A
It is a
masterclass.
master class.
And by the way, for those of you who don't know, Jacque Reid, it's when she says she works with students, she's underselling it. Like ever since I've known Jacque, she does these amazing programs for young journalists. She focuses on getting these young journalists, particularly young Black journalists, exposure and teaching them how to work in the business, giving them exposure to professionals in the business. And she's been doing this since I met her in 2012. These amazing programs, summer programs for these young students, really giving back as a journalist. And as a matter of fact, the two interns that we have on the Joy Reid Show came from Jacque. Her program this year, she gave us two amazing interns. So no, this sister does the real give back when it comes to helping young Black journalists. So kudos to you, especially young Black women who don't get enough attention
An
when it comes to trying to
opportunity.
come up an opportunity. If without having somebody like Jacque, a lot of these young people would never get a chance to really meet or work with professional journalists. So yeah, so Jacque, she's really about that life. So kudos to
Yeah.
you, but just please get a driver.
I,
I think what we can contribute is we need to get you a Muhammad, because if I had driven back from I would have been driving like you. So because we
oh
drive,
my God.
you need a
It's
Muhammad.
crazy.
Let's
Yeah,
get you. Let's put
listen.
together our little coins and get Jacque a Muhammad. You need a driver.
And
Okay.
I could fly, but it's like 3.5, 4 hours by the time you go to the airport, go
Right.
through security, like just drive, because at least you have the freedom to kind of move how you want to move.
Drive, ride, same difference, my sister. And as a matter of fact, what you should do is you could go back to FAMU and say, hey, put as part of my package a driver to pick me up and take me home.
I'm sure they're I'm
An
sure they're listening
Atlanta-based
to this with
driver.
their limited funds going, she want a what now?
They also want you to arrive alive, and so we want, yes, and not as somebody that's putting someone else in the hospital. So we're getting you a driver.
Listen, I have been driving erratically for a long time.
You said, "This is
This is
my life."
I'm not new to this. I got it.
It's your lifestyle. I
Somebody
love it.
said no, fly, Jacque, fly, sister, fly.
Fly, sister, fly. Thank you, Goofmeister. Fly, sister, fly. Like a bird
Because
up
you can do
in
your
the sky.
nails while you're driving. You can get so much done in a car ride.
But you
You
don't need
can
to get
paint
anything
your
done in a car. No, no,
nails,
no, ma'am. What you're supposed to get done in a car ride is drive. If you're a
braid your
passenger,
hair,
you can get things done if you're a passenger.
clean out your purse.
By the way, yes,
Mm.
Channel JD3TT said both of these wind downs are great arguments for a better rail system. Thank you. Thank you. I was saying the same thing all weekend.
Mm.
Japan has super trains.
Yeah.
India has super trains. Europe has Eurail and the Channel. We are the only developed country in the world that has this crap system. Bad highways, old bridges, bad airports, bad airlines, bad rail, slow trains, old rail lines from the early 1900s. If you had a super train, Jacque, you'd get on that train. You could do your nails. You
Yeah.
could write a book. You could do all of it on the train.
Listen, I used to ride Amtrak when I first started working for BET. They brought me up early because of 9/11, and so I ended up going back and forth because the studio had not moved from DC to New York. Because I was supposed to start with the newsroom being in the CBS building on West 57. So I used to take the train back and forth. I lived in New York, but I worked in DC, and girl, I loved riding the train.
I love the train.
Because
I'm a train girl too.
I'm not a
Love it.
big fan of flying. I
Same,
have a fear of flying, and I get
same.
motion sickness and all the things.
Mhm.
But the train, boy, I
Train.
was an Amtrak girly when I was working at BET.
I was too. And then you
I
know what?
loved
The
it.
only reason I got off being an Amtrak girl is that I took that shuttle one good time and it was 45 minutes up and down. And I was like, ooh, I can get there in less than an hour. And then I became a Delta flight girl and got on my miles and everything. So I would just Delta Airlines shuttle. But
Yeah,
reality, if the trains were efficient, so even Acela is a 3-hour ride from Maryland to New York. If we
yeah.
had a super train, that would be an hour and a half ride. Every other country has this. And
Yeah.
by the way, your president, Barack Hussein Obama, tried to give us super trains. He had that big infrastructure bill, and all these little red ass states turned it down, including Florida. Remember, Florida turned it down. Every red state, including New
Mm.
Jersey, because it was Obama. They said they didn't want that dirty Obama money. And then Charlie Crist, who was governor of Florida at the time, said, I'll take the money. And they basically ran him out the party.
Mm.
And because of that, there was supposed to be a super train between Miami and Orlando that now they're just trying to do.
Yeah.
Because it would have been done in the early aughts with Obama, but all these Republicans were like, we don't want it. And then remember, Arnold Schwarzenegger took the money for California, remember? Because Arnold got Florida's money. Because he was like, if you don't want the money, I'm just going to give it to another state. So people were like, give it. We don't want your dirty Obama money. We would have super trains right now if it had been up to Barack Obama. But these Republicans were like, we don't want that dirty Obama money.
Somebody said, wait, Goofmeister 1949 said anyone who backs up on the shoulder of the highway should not, all caps, be afraid to fly.
This is wisdom. This is wisdom, Goofmeister. Because if you're not afraid to back your car up on the shoulder of the road with only Jesus protecting you from harm and death and destruction, there
But
should
see,
be
I'm
no
in control
fear.
of the car. An airplane, somebody else is flying that.
But somebody who would never back up on the side of the road is flying it. See, somebody
I'm on the
responsible is
shoulder.
flying.
I'm all the cars are whizzing by because they've got lanes. I'm on the shoulder. It's not that bad. Trust me. But there is the part where you do have to back up into traffic.
Yes.
Off the
In order to turn in, you have to get in traffic, and the people coming may not be prepared for your antics, Jackie.
I do it all the time. It's all right. I've got it down to a science.
Y'all,
Trust
I
me.
can promise you, read this, read that, cousins and audience. If she and I are ever in a car together, and I'm not, people get mad at my driving. Okay, Winsome, the family, they hate when I drive because they're like, drive too fast. They used to call me the Fast and the Furious, driving too fast. I'll miss my turns and then start to panic. But I promise you, if it's her and me in the car, guess who's driving? Me. She would never drive me. Oh, hell no. That's she not Muhammad. Does she look like Muhammad to you? Inshallah, I'm gonna get there alive.
Take my keys.
We gonna take
Somebody
your keys.
said back that thing up as a dance.
And how is it that last week's wind down or week before was your mom insisting on going to get a man who was in the hospital with dementia and driving him around?
Taking
And
him
we
to
were
lunch.
thinking that it's the mama that's the problem. Now we're realizing she raised you to
I'm
be
a
just like
professional.
her.
I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for years.
Gears and more said, take her keys with 3 exclamations.
No. All right, let's move on because it's almost 4
You
o'clock.
scared. You don't scare us all. Please, let's move on.
Let's talk about issue need to know. And girl, let's talk about NPR and the Epstein file investigation. Finally, Donald Trump could be in trouble. Let me bring the headline up and read it to the people. Girl, I heard about this before we went on air, and I was like, yes, NPR. So NPR did an in-depth investigation with the Epstein files. Everybody's talking about it, but here's what they uncovered. That the Justice Department withheld and removed some Epstein files related to Donald Trump. And it could be, based on what I'm hearing, right, reporting that's out there, what they removed could be related to possible sexual assault with a minor. I don't know. This is what they're saying. They're saying that there was a woman who did several interviews with the FBI. Record of those interviews have not been handed over in the pack of Epstein files that they did, but they know that based on what's in there, that the interviews happened. And boy, this is crazy. So listen, let me read a little bit of it because so NPR investigation found that the public database of Epstein files is missing dozens of pages related to sexual abuse accusations against President Trump. House Democrats now say they'll investigate the DOJ's decision not to release those documents. So it looks like they were hiding things that could point to criminal behavior by President Trump. The department, y'all, this has legs. And my hope is that the Democrats don't fuck this up. What say you?
Well, when you the last part you said, they that is what they do, fuck this up. They fucking this up is it's their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Your lifestyle is backing up on the shoulder of the road. Their lifestyle is dropping every opportunity to hold Donald Trump truly accountable. But the reason that this is interesting is that the Supreme Court effectively said that Donald Trump is completely immune and can effectively commit any crime related to his office. So he can do bribery, he can sell pardons, he can commit really any crime he wants related to his office. Well, you know what's not related to your office? Sexual abuse and assault. This is the Clinton established rule, because remember, when Bill Clinton was president, he was sued by a woman who claimed that she was sexually abused by him, and he attempted to throw that out based on presidential immunity. And the Supreme Court said, you can't do that. And so she was allowed to depose him. That's why you have that deposition of Bill Clinton saying, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That came from a deposition because he was forced to sit through a lawsuit against him, which he probably could have avoided had he just settled it, but he ended up ultimately settling it. But the thing that happened way before he was president. It was when he was governor, and the established, the precedent that established is that if this conduct occurred before you were president, you could still face sanction for it. The John Roberts Supreme Court decision, I'm not a lawyer, but the John Roberts decision did not touch that Clinton decision. So Donald Trump is being accused, and I've read 2 of these cases now. There are multiple women who have accused Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein together of sexually assaulting them when they were children. One of the women was 14. She claims that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein both abused her, and that Donald Trump struck her because he was angry that Jeffrey Epstein took her virginity instead of him. That's the allegation. It is not proved. This is not saying that he did it, but this is what this woman claimed in a lawsuit that she filed twice, including once under a Jane Doe, and the other time Katie Johnson was her name, but that's also a Jane Doe. Now, if you're talking about that case, we now know that she not only gave a deposition in that case, which is harrowing to listen to. You can find it. It's online. But she also apparently talked to the FBI. You might be talking about either Katie Johnson, which again is not her real name, or there's another woman, because there are more than one of these cases, in some cases naming both Epstein and Trump and saying they acted together. If Donald Trump, if at least it got to the point that the FBI interviewed women who had in their mind credible enough claims that he sexually abused them. But these women, remember again, they weren't claiming like E. Jean Carroll did that she was sexually abused. He literally grabbed her by the P word in a department store in the 1990s. Well, here's Donald Trump's problem. All these claims, they were also in the 1990s when Donald Trump was running a teenage beauty pageant, a modeling agency, and hanging out with John Casablancas of IMG Models, who was a sexual abuser, including, I believe, of children. Jean-Luc Brunel, who owned a modeling agency, who actually died in prison, allegedly of suicide, after being accused of sexually abusing teen models and young women models. You see where I'm going with this? This is a guy who knew a lot of pedos.
Yeah.
Had a lot of friends that were pedos. And there's one case that is, I don't even think we can say it on here because I don't want to get demonetized, where Donald Trump allegedly according to one of these cases where the woman went to the FBI and claimed that as a child this happened to her, that Donald Trump punched her in the face because she bit him in a certain place.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will keep an eye on this story, and I think
That
it's
person was supposedly
interesting.
14.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next, and if the Dems are going to handle this the right way.
But how would they
I
like
hope
to
that
me,
they
what do you
do. But
think? What do you think that, because what to me, shouldn't they just obtain the FBI files and hand them over to ProPublica or the New York Times and just let them go public? Because they can't force Pamela Joe Bondi to do her job because she's a cover-up general. Remember,
no,
she was covering up Jeffrey Epstein's ongoing crimes after he served his little pittance of a sentence. He then operated in Florida for another decade while she was attorney general. So she doesn't care about sexual abuse victims, and
yeah,
she claims that was her mission, right? So they can't make her do her job. She's just there to talk about the Dow being 50,000.
yeah,
But to my mind, they could take these Epstein files that they can get and we can't, and just send them to the New York Times.
yeah. Moving on, because we have a whole rundown. Unless you want to do the whole show on the Epstein.
No, I've had enough.
Okay. Our producer is sending us texts. Rap. But I am sure that if you do want to hear this in more detail, go to the Joy Reid show, because she will go into detail on this, I'm sure, on the morrow.
The Dow.
Yes, because we want to talk about this BAFTA
Girl.
story everybody is talking about. And just in case you do not know what happened, let me break it down for you. So the BAFTA Awards on Sunday night, right? It is like the Black Oscars, some people say. It's a big deal.
No, the British Oscars.
I'm sorry, the British Oscars. Forgive me, it's across the pond. So it was Sunday night. While Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage together presenting. So imagine how quiet an auditorium is when someone is on stage and they're presenting, because they're speaking to the audience. So the audience is quiet. During this moment, someone shouted out the N-word. And if you were watching at home on TV, you could definitely hear it. But anyway, they shouted out the N-word. Turns out it was a gentleman who has Tourette's, which is a neurological disorder. He has Tourette's, and in the N-word is apparently in his lexicon. So he was shouting it out. And you can see that Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan are kind of like startled by this, to say the least. But the man has Tourette's. He is the subject of a movie based on his life. And the movie was nominated for a BAFTA as well. That's why he was there. So when he shouts this out, they had made an announcement to the audience that there was someone in the audience with Tourette's. So be prepared for awkward things. So, girl, everybody is upset about this. After Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan leave the stage, the BAFTA people or the BBC, who is over the broadcast, I don't know who is producing what, they have their host, Alan Cumming, the actor Alan Cumming, come out on stage and basically say, hey, that was uncomfortable. I'm paraphrasing for the, but it happens, as you all know, in the movie that's nominated. Tourette's is a thing, blah, 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 blah. Let's go on with the show, right? Nothing for anybody who may have been offended by that moment. No apology to Delroy Lindo or Michael B. Jordan, but basically just making space for the, everyone should be able to go everywhere and do everything. I'll expand on that later. So with this happened, now mind you, they're on a tape delay. So they could have edited this out, because there was a director who won an award, and during his speech said Free Palestine. They edited that out. The director of another film won an award. When he got up there, he said something that included the word piss, like they pissed me off, or you can piss off. They edited out the word piss. So free Palestine and the word piss are more offensive in their eyes than the N word. Now, the BBC did put out a comment and say, hey, we're sorry we didn't edit that out. I'm sorry, it's BAFTA. We're sorry we didn't edit that out, but we didn't hear it. But then there is reporting that someone, I'm not sure, one of the movie studios, Warner Brothers, someone from Warner Brothers was in there, heard it, went to whoever the producers are in the moment of and said, hey, this happened. So there's reporting that they did know about it. People are on there's a lot of debate about this. I think from the Tourette's side, people are like, people with Tourette's have the right to be in society. You know, they don't mean the things that they say or the things that their bodies do, these tics that they have. They don't mean it, but they have a right to be. And it was like on that stage, BAFTA was really, after it happened, really just kind of saying, hey, consider the Tourette's people, right? No concern for Black people in the audience. Delroy and Michael B., who had to hear that, who had to receive that, experience that, and then go on presenting like nothing happened, was crazy. Some people say it was intentional, that why would that man be saying the N word? Other people are saying he couldn't help it. There's a lot of talk about this, but I wanted us to have time to talk about this today.
Yeah. And I just want to read what Pulitzer Prize winning filmmaker Ackinola Davies Jr. said when
Oh,
he
he's the
yes,
one that said free Palestine,
yes,
right? What did
he
he
did.
say? Oh, he talked about the N word?
No, he what they edited out. He was directed and produced a film called My Father's Shadow. When he ended his acceptance speech, he said he wanted to express solidarity for those under occupation, dictatorship, persecution, and those experiencing genocide. To those watching at home, archive your loved ones, archive your stories yesterday, today, and forever. For Nigeria, for London, Congo, Sudan, free Palestine. Now, that is not offensive. What he just said is the express is the belief, I think, that is shared by 90% of the planet, other than far right Israelis and Christian Zionists, right? You know, Jewish Zionists and Christian Zionists. Other than them, everybody agrees with that. But that got edited out. They
Yeah.
felt that that was so offensive to Israelis, who are like what 4 million people total in the whole planet. They
Well,
felt
not
that was so.
let me
Mhm.
just say, not only did they edit that out, I don't know if you heard me, but they edited that out, right? When he said free Palestine, they
Yes.
also edited out the word piss
Yeah, I heard that. No,
by
I heard you.
another. Oh, okay, okay,
I heard
okay.
you. Yeah,
Oh,
so I mean, they think saying piss and saying free Palestine and free Congo and free Sudan. So that's too much to force Zionists to hear. You can't offend their Zionist ears by having that sentiment. And people who would think piss sounds curse wordy, you can't have that. But you can, because it's Tourette's, say the N word while two of the most esteemed Black actors are on stage. And to your point, where's the apology to them and to the Black people and even white people listening who are offended? Like, this is my problem with it is, you know, to your point, Jackie, they're saying the only people that are due grace are people with Tourette's who can relate to accidentally yelling the N word at Black people. And I'm not saying anything about people with Tourette's, no offense to them. But the reality is, if what you're people with Tourette's, if they blurt out something offensive, generally apologize.
yeah,
So, and
this
they
man,
explain, I have Tourette's. Where's the apology to the
there's been
Black
no
people who were
apology
listening?
from this man. All I've seen on social media are just a celebration of him being in that space and being able to be in a space like that as someone with Tourette's who has tics. They're celebrating that. Like there are a lot of posts about that. I mean, really, if you there, it's like night and day. And a lot of people who are activists for Tourette's, right? I feel like they are forgetting that what happened to Michael B. Jordan, not only them, but those of us who heard it at home, it was offensive. It was offensive, and no apology from it. Now the
Well,
BBC
now
did.
Jim is saying, somebody in our comments is saying that his name is Joe and he did apologize. But I'm not Akeem Smith who said that. Thank you
No,
for that. We're not talking about him because my thing is normally what I'm saying is when I've been in the space with people with Tourette's before, and generally if something that they say blurts out and it is offensive, they will in that moment say, I apologize, this is not me, I don't mean it, I have Tourette's, right? So even if he apologizes, that's the standard thing to do. I'm talking about the BAFTA Awards and the BBC. There should have been an apology immediately on that stage to those two gentlemen and an immediate apology to the audience. That should have happened. And how that didn't happen, I can't explain. And also, why are you editing out Free Palestine? What the fuck? What the F?
I
Excuse
know
me.
it was crazy. It was crazy. And listen, I feel like
Oh,
um,
Orange Moon is saying he did not apologize to Delroy or Michael.
he did not. I'm telling
Mm,
you, he didn't. And
mm.
that's what's missing. He apologized for like blurting out because he blurted out things until like before that moment he was blurting out things, and it was after that moment that he decided to remove himself from the auditorium and to go into a room where they had a television to watch the show. Why they didn't do that in the
In
first
the
place?
first
In the
place.
first place, they say that when you have Tourette's, you kind of say the same things, right? So you have a lexicon of things that you
So he just be
typically
saying the N-word all the time.
but as there are people defending Black people who have Tourette's that are saying it's kind of like if you don't want to say something about somebody, let's say they don't have eyebrows and you're in the room with them and that's all you can see is the fact that they don't have eyebrows, and you might want to say, girl, you ain't got no eyebrows.
And you just keep saying it. You can't stop
That's how it is with Tourette's. You
Right.
say, if you're in a library and they're like, shh, then or they say, don't whistle, then your body and
You
your
just
it
whistling.
tells you to
Right.
whistle.
Yeah.
So so they're saying it doesn't mean someone Black with Tourette's was doing an interview earlier. It says it doesn't mean that he's racist. It doesn't mean that he's not,
Right.
but you can't say because he said that he's racist. Because Jamie Foxx
Mm.
tweeted out or posted something about, nah, man, how he come up with that word out of all the things that you could say. But there are I don't have Tourette's, but there are Black
Mhm.
people with Tourette's who say you things will pop. Like if you see Black people, you know, I would think that somebody might say, oh, their brain might say, if you have Tourette's, call them the N-word, call them the N-word, because your
Right.
body wants to do what's prohibited
It
or
wants to
what's
do right.
wrong.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't blame
Here
him. I do think that he should apologize to those actors.
I do too.
The BBC did. Now BAFTA did right before we started. They edited the apology that they put out because it was more about Tourette's. It was more about, hey, we hate that happened, but we want to create an environment where everyone is included and everyone feels safe. And that was their first one.
Well, guess who
Now,
doesn't feel safe? Black people who know
right.
that they'll now be in a room with somebody who's gonna be free to yell the N-word involuntarily as many times as they want when they see a Black person on stage.
Yeah.
So that means the entire cast of Sinners has to be careful going to any BAFTA-related event because they will not be permitted to hear Free Palestine, but they just might hear the N-word because we wanna be inclusive of people who might yell that. I think that's incredibly and says it's like we're the only people who have to have grace all the time. Black people have to have grace all the time. We have to
We do.
understand that we might just get called the N-word. We just need to suck it up. And the only apologies go to the people with Tourette's, not to us. And so to me, even if he didn't mean to do it, at the end of the day, how do Black people feel in that space when when the BBC and BAFTA are basically saying this is a safe space for people to yell the N-word at you, but not a safe space for you to not hear it? That's
And I
just to
think that's
me.
what they're missing. I think that's what they're not connecting with, right? That
Yeah.
the type of environment that it created for Black people. And there's some reporting, I haven't landed on anything that I want to repeat, but that other people that night, other Black people said that they interacted with him and, something was said. So I'm still waiting to see that. But again, you know, that the Tourette's people are standing behind him, but I think that they really need to put out a stronger I think he needs to apologize. BBC and BAFTA people have come out with edited. Now they've apologized directly to Michael B. Jordan, and directly BAFTA did. They came out with an apology right before
Too little,
we
too
came out
late.
here.
F the BAFTAs. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's too little, too late. If you have to be told that you need to apologize to the two black men who had to listen to being called the
yeah,
N-word while they had to stand there silently on stage and don't say nothing because that poor man has Tourette's and you need to feel bad for him and you don't get an apology until like days later after people don't dragged you all across the ground for letting that happen. Then you apologize. You have to do it 2 and 3 times and edit it and fix it. No, exactly as Preston just said, the apology needs to be as loud as the N-word was on stage. They should have been
yeah.
screaming about. And again, the apology should have been immediate on stage by the host. In that moment, the apology to them should have happened on stage and left in. If you were going to leave the N-word in, I
Yeah,
don't
I
even
can't
understand
believe
how
that
this
they
happened.
didn't edit it out. But people, a lot of British actors have been speaking out on social media about this. They're enraged about this. And they're saying that the BAFTAs have been racist. I went on their website today to see who was on their board. Girl, it's
Mayor Black,
one black girl on there, and she's with diversity, as typical with most,
of course.
it's like HUD secretary in most cabinets, presidential cabinets. But I
But
mean, they're saying that Baptist has been a racist organization. These are their words since before, like right up to 2020 was when, after George Floyd died, was when they started to try and change some things. They said that they had not nominated anyone that was. I have to check on this. I read this. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I've read something that said, I'm not going to attribute it to a source, that before 2020 no one of color had been nominated for anything at the BAFTAs.
so and Jason was was born in that country, and he would always say, and even my mother lived in England for a long time, that just because they have the lovely accents doesn't mean they're not racist. I mean, look
Yeah.
at how Princess Meghan
Meghan
has been treated
Markle.
there. Meghan Markle has been treated by the royal family. Just look at and remember, they invented racism. They're the ones who came over here and invented race. The British are the ones who came over here and invented chattel slavery. It was the British who invented treating black people as cattle. That is them. They have lovely accents, but that doesn't mean they're not freaking racist. Go and ask a Jamaican or anyone who's been colonized by them. Go and ask the Ghanaians. Go and ask the Nigerians how the British treated them. The British are OG racists from the old school. Watch Piers Morgan for 10 minutes and you'll understand what they're like. That's what they are. They're just like him. They're all, they have a very polite version of it, but that Southern accent comes from the British. That's just a modified British accent. So the most racist traditional part of the United States used to be Britain. That's what the Southern accent is. It's just an Americanized version of the British accent. They invented. They are OG racists. They know how racism works, honey, because they invented most of it. You're on mute.
Okay. I'm interested to hear, hopefully soon, what Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo have to say about the entire experience.
For them. And then you know what's so sad, Jackie? They're
Yeah.
going to be under so much pressure as public figures who still want to work in Hollywood in the industry to have so much grace toward that man, because the Tourette's community is now organized to make sure that those two black men do not criticize that man, because then they're the ones who are going to be called that they are being discriminatory. And so if they say one cross word about what happened to them, they're going to have to then show what black people are always told to show: absolute grace, amazing grace. We always have to do amazing grace. We get
Yeah.
slaughtered in a church. 9 black people get slaughtered in a church. The first thing everyone's asking the survivors' families is, do you forgive Dylan Roof? Remember that? We're told we need to, do you forgive? What would you say? Do you forgive Dylan Roof? No, we don't forgive Dylan Roof. He's the devil. Okay, he's the devil, and we don't forgive him. Amazing Grace is a nice song. I love when Obama sang it, but I'm tired, exhausted that we always have to have grace, and nobody gives us any grace. Nobody thinks we deserve an apology. We never deserve an apology. But I promise you, those two brothers, their publicists right now, as we speak, are giving them a script that is going to be so gracious, because if they're not gracious, baby, they're going to be punished for it in the
But I
Hollywood
think there,
industry.
I think if you have the right publicist, which I hope they do, I think that there is a graceful way to handle this, but also let there be a lesson. I
Yeah, they said
think
it's the
that
Charlie Kirk of it all.
within your comment of it, with their response to this, then I would take the lead on it. You know what I mean? I would set up a sit down interview with the two of them, or something, maybe something less formal. But I feel like you could say, you do the homework, you talk to someone with Tourette's, you really get an understanding
Sure.
of what it is and what those tics are. I don't think that that man is necessarily a racist because he said that. I don't think that that proves that. But I think you do that work, and then you also put the blame where it needs to go, and say, I'm disappointed is, or I'm enraged. You can talk about what happened on stage. And I think as long as you have an understanding of the Tourette's experience and
Yes.
what that man brought to the stage and all of that, that
Amen.
you can critique an awards show. I think you absolutely can get that done. And I hope that they
Yes.
do that. I hope that they don't, which a lot, to your point, which a lot of high profile people really have to bite their lip when it comes to being controversial. I mean, imagine going to a restaurant and complaining about the food. Oh, that person ain't shit. Oh, they were
Yeah.
so rude. Things, that those. So you have to walk around being so much more gracious
Yes.
than you even need to be. I'm not even going to say than you want to be, than you really need to be to move through this world. So it'll be interesting to see who apologizes. I'm eager to see what they have to say.
You know
But
what's
it
gonna happen,
was,
Jackie? All of
hmm,
a sudden, BAFTA's gonna have, like, all black everything. Suddenly,
no, they're
they're
not.
gonna nominate all the black films just for one I'm
For
telling you, they're
one
gonna do a
season.
season. They're gonna do one season that's gonna be their blackest season ever. All of a sudden, every black actor is gonna be getting awards and nominated to try to clear the scales. But everybody, and I think not only should black people feel extra, and I'm, again, not angry at the Tourette's guy, but at them, but I also think that I think that people should think askew of BAFTA going forward, because I just feel that they failed. And also the pro-Palestine community should be just as angry. They should be just as angry. How dare they not allow someone to support those who are being victimized by a genocide? And on if and, during their Ramadan holiday, right? This was during Ramadan and Iftar. People just completed Ramadan, and you're saying people can't even say free Palestine? Shameful. Is
Yeah.
Prince William the president of BAFTA? Well, damn.
No,
Is that
I don't
true?
know. Is that true?
I don't know. We need to pull that up. We're not
Yeah,
sure. That's in the
I would look
comments.
that
We
up
don't
because
know
I
about
didn't
that.
see him anywhere on their website when it came
Yeah.
to personnel and staff. Even if it's something like that, I would think they would have that pretty high profile because I
Yeah.
heard that and I was like, oh, let me go look it up, but I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
So that's the
Um,
fake news. We don't want to put fake news out. We don't know about that.
no, we don't.
You don't.
We
You
don't
don't.
speculate. We don't predict the future. We just deal with facts.
Just the facts. Just the facts, man. But the
That's
facts
the
is
facts, ma'am.
those two
So
gentlemen deserve
Cam
an
Newton
apology.
is under
Mm,
fire.
mm-mm. What'd he do?
The former professional football player, because he said that women lose their value, or their value gets lowered the more children that they have.
Mm.
And honey, m- black women and men, I'm proud to say, have it's just, how do you even talk to someone who thinks like that? How do you even, like, where's the conversation? Like, understand these women, because the things that come out of his mouth, it's not like he's changed into something or someone different. This is who he is. So this is how he talks when you're out at dinner or you're, hanging out. How did, like, I don't understand this man. And I think he has sisters and a mother.
But
Did
what
she
is he
lose value when she had you?
what does he mean lose I don't does he mean see, I didn't
He
understand what he
means as
meant
far
lose
as
value.
being fuckable.
Oh, you mean as far as lose value as a partner? Does
No,
he mean
as an object,
as a sexual
someone to,
object?
as a sexual object, as a, I don't want to date her, because if you're out there dating,
Mhm.
he's saying as you have kids,
Mhm. You
Your
lose
value
sexual value.
diminishes.
But then here's my question. Then how do you keep having more kids?
He has what, 9 now?
That's what I'm saying, is if that's true,
Because he
so
has them with multiple women.
right.
So there's not like one woman who, in his eyes, is losing value after value after value after value.
So he
Um,
just keeps having them with different women, so each of them has a child and then loses value for the next person?
yeah, that's the
Because
way
a
he thinks,
lot
but
of
he doesn't care.
but also he's saying as you have more kids, so the woman, let's say like me, that has 3 kids, he's saying has
Mhm.
lost value over having kids. Then after the second one, how did I end up with the third one? You see what I'm saying? If you've
Yeah,
lost value, then no one should be making a third with you. And I know women who've had 4 and 5 kids. So clearly that's not true just based on the fact that you're saying yourself that they have multiple kids. So
wait,
that just
wait.
mhm.
Are you wait, I just want to be clear. Are you saying this as if Cam is listening and it's going to
Right now.
make a
I'm trying to treat him like he's more intelligent than he is, because what I'm saying is
please
his
don't.
statement refutes itself. Because if a woman has more than one child, clearly she didn't lose her sexual value, because the fact that she has more than one child meant that someone was still having sexual relations with her after child 1, child 2, child 3. So what you're saying, Cam, just to be clear, just from a logic point of view, my friend, is that your statement refutes itself. That means that you, sir, might be an idiot.
Girl, some people I just can't waste my breath on. It is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I've ever heard. I didn't watch the entire interview where he was talking about this. But I don't know why, like, how does he get so many viewers on
Wait, is
his
this on his
podcast?
podcast? So you mean he gets paid to talk on a podcast?
Girl, yes. He's had some of the most controversial, crazy things come out of his mouth. What was the thing he said recently, y'all? He created a whole new word. Um, oh, what was it? Yeah, when that doctor therapist came on his show and told him he was low vibrational. Um, you don't remember that? All of this happens on his show.
People deliberately listen to him talk and he's an idiot? Okay.
Girl, BET gave him a whole show.
What?
Okay, so here's the word he created. Neglectic. No, neglectica. And the woman was asking him, she was saying, he said that he was trying to describe his style as eclectic, but he was saying eclectic. And she was like, spell that. And he spelled Nclecta. So he didn't even spell eclectic. He spelled eclecta.
I
Girl, people let him have. This was just a few weeks ago.
I I
Oh,
just
yeah. Let me tell you, have a bottle of champagne and go watch that podcast.
so is his show designed to prove the stereotype that athletes are dumb? Because some athletes are not dumb, but he seems to be dumb.
I
Like,
I really gave
yeah,
him the benefit of the doubt when I first heard about him. He opened up a cigar bar here in Atlanta. He's
I would qualify for that.
vegan. You know what I mean? So they had vegan food at it. I was like, okay, this guy seems like, he's got a really, like he knows he has a good head on his shoulder. Child, the more now that I'm exposed to him through the snips of his podcast, because I've never intentionally watched it, but snippets come up on social media. The things that come out of his mouth. And then BET decided to do a 106 in sports with him.
I mean,
I
there's a
can't.
market for everything. I guess there's clearly a market for everything. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm just saying, just as from broadcaster to broadcaster, then though, Cam, I'm just saying your point refutes itself, because if a woman having more than one children, that itself refutes your original point. I'm just saying, just from from broadcaster to broadcaster, just
Oh my
it doesn't
God.
make sense, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well. BET did cancel his show.
I mean, I wonder why.
I don't know. I didn't get to watch it. Okay. So last but not least, one more story for
Yeah.
you. And I saved this one. I'm hoping you haven't read about this, but
Okay.
you know how you are. So a hotel chain is suing a social media influencer
Mm.
because she showed a hack. She videoed a hack in her hotel room of how if you forget your underwear or run out of clean underwear, you can take a dirty pair and you can wash it in the coffee maker in the hotel room. She demonstrated that, right? Posted that video. People who had stayed in that hotel started calling for refunds because, and she said, I'm not the only one who does this, apparently. Other people are doing the same thing. The coffee maker in your hotel room. She been washing her dirty drawers. She washing her dirty drawers in there. Yes. So the hotel chain, after getting so many calls for refunds, which they had to pay, I'm sure, they decided to sue her. And just in case you're wondering, I'm not saying that you are, she is not a Black woman.
Ca- uh,
Go
ma'am,
ahead. You and
um,
you in the front.
can I also sue her for the emotional distress that this story has just caused me? I stay in so many hotels and I've used the coffee maker. I literally use the coffee maker
Yeah.
and now I'm now in addition to being a little bit nervous about whether the bed sheets were properly cleaned and who might be asleep. I mean, like we used to stay at the
If that
Park
weren't enough.
Hyatt. Oh no, we used to stay at the Park Hyatt all the time. And then when I watched the Diddy doc, and that's where he had been staying. I mean, we knew he had stayed there, but then I
Yeah.
recognized the room and I'm like, was I sleeping in the used baby oil? Was the used baby oil on these sheets? And I was so skeeved out that I was like, I don't think I'll ever sleep in this hotel again. This woman has now made me completely terrified
Yes.
to even touch the coffee maker in any hotel room ever again. We should all file a class action lawsuit against her.
Yeah.
She absolutely should have been sued by that hotel because no one will ever use the coffee makers in they're going to have to replace all their coffee makers
That won't
because
even work because if you've replaced it, whoever comes in that room before you stay there could still do it. This girl says she learned to hack from a flight attendant. You know how
somebody
many
said it's
flight attendants are out there?
lobby a latte. Orange Moon 96 and lobby a latte. Es
Look
cuchi
at how
frita
you
cafe,
look. You
cuchi
look,
frita
you're doing like
cafe.
this, Joanne. You're like, you're like,
And I'm such a germaphobe that
this is what I was about to say. This one here, oh my God, the biggest germaphobe. Somebody said coochie scented coffee.
cuchi
Didn't
frita
Gwyneth Paltrow create
cafe.
that? Oh no, that was a candle. She did that vagina, my
Oh,
vagina candle.
oh.
Girl, it's sold out.
Like, why do people do this? Why do people think this is like Sexy Red's lip gloss line? Have you seen her lip gloss line? Like one of the colors is like gonorrhea. Like I promise you, it's like
What?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna tell you right now. The woman lip gloss line has and stuff like that makes you want to throw up, not purchase. No,
Yeah.
she has a whole
Mm-mm.
um lip
Did
gloss
somebody
line.
somebody said done by D media. This is why I don't eat silverware at the restaurant, child. At the restaurant, child. Plastic, please. Yes, that's a whole other thing. There are, Joyanne, let me tell you, people in the restaurants do not always, not everybody, but do not always properly wash the silverware. I went to dinner with a group of women. I sat next to this woman who works at restaurants. and she pulled out her own utensils. I said, "Why do you do that?" She said, "Girl, because I have worked in these kitchens and they do not properly wash."
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When my so one of, I told you about my godmother, Auntie Bernice. One of her first jobs was working in the Plaza Hotels and Maid. That's where she met her late husband. He was the elevator man and she was the maid, and they met each other. He was from Greece and she was from Jamaica, and they fell in love. Blah blah blah. blah 60 years of marriage. She used to never drink from the glasses. We stayed at a really nice hotel in DC when I took her to the White House. When I took her for the White House Christmas party, she would not even touch the glasses in there. And I was like, why? She
Mm,
said, because I'm telling you, she said, as having cleaned these hotels, and she did this in the 60s. She
mm,
said, people will come in and rather than actually take the glass out of the room and have it cleaned, they'll just take the same towel that they've been walking around with, wipe it off. If there's it's not getting washed. That thing is probably to get whatever lipstick off, whatever, right back. She would not. She wouldn't use the thing to put ice in. She's like, they don't clean that. She said that
mm.
ice bucket been sitting there and it is not. They don't take it out of the room. It stays right there. They dump it out and keep it moving. So
Yeah. So you play at your own risk.
can
It's
I just tell
like,
you the names of Booty Whole Brown? This is
wow.
but I mean that
I
has nothing
mean,
to do with
who's
this.
buying that?
The same people washing their drawers in
This
the
what the
hotel,
children buying?
coffee pot, and then putting on their gonorrhea
Well,
color lipstick.
who gonna sue Sexy Red for the offense I feel?
I just feel like our whole society is broken. It's
Yeah.
broken. It's broken. We can't be. It's
Let
not
that be the
schizophrenia,
moral of this podcast. Society is broken when you are washing your dirty drawers
baby.
in a hotel coffee maker.
Mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
mean,
When
my
there's a whole sink in the bathroom.
or wash it in the tub, the shower. A lot of listen,
A
send it to be
whole sink in the everybody's you've had to wash on you've been there. You stayed 2 extra days, you got stuck in town. Had I gotten stuck in South Carolina, you're gonna take them drawers, you're gonna wash it out, and then you can dry and hang, you can iron dry, you can blow dry, all the different ways that you can clean your drawers. There is no reason on God's green good earth to put your underwear inside of a coffee pot and heat it up. There is baby, you can't live with everybody. I want to succeed.
you can't stay at every hotel. I mean, if I'm not bringing my own coffee, when I tell you I'm not even going, because like I said, she learned it
From a
from a
flight attendant.
flight attendant. So how many of these people
Mhm.
are running around doing? And when
Mm,
she did her thing, she said, "I
mm,
see a lot of you all are doing it too."
mm, mm.
Like, what in your mind clicks to say, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my underwear in a coffee maker."
You know what I
Like,
mean?
how do you even
And just
think?
think about the fact, Jackie, that what you're saying is whatever's in your cuchifrita is so vile that it can't be fixed with just the water in the normal heat of a sink. The hot water in the sink is not hot enough to remove whatever came from inside of your cuchitititi. Whatever is coming out of you is so vile. It's so bad. It needs to be boiled out. That's what you're saying about yourself. You're saying
No,
I can't
scorched,
it needs
scorched
to be
out.
scorched out. I need it to be scorched. I can't just clean it and wash it. I need to boil it and scorch it and hot it out. It's too vile. That's what so you're saying about yourself, you ain't really bathed or showered in the real way that a person cleans their body. Your body is not clean. And then you getting in the bed, you're in the bed, I'm getting in
See?
with that stuff dripping down onto the sheets. I'm gonna follow you in. Oh, I'm about to bring my own sheets, like Will Smith
Girl,
and them used to do.
sheets,
Everything.
towels.
Never again.
I mean, there's not enough Lysol. Not enough.
There's not enough Lysol. She need to spray that Lysol up in her.
What?
She need to spray that Lysol inside. And by the way, another tip for y'all, when you get to a hotel, and I do this very regularly, those little decorative pillows and stuff on that bed, take those off that bed. Those never get cleaned. You need to put them on the floor. Do not rest your head on them. Do not touch them with your bare skin. Put them, all them puffy, cute pillows, put them on the floor. Don't sleep with them in the bed. Those don't get washed. When are they getting washed? Never.
I tell you, just drive wherever you're going and sleep in your car.
Okay, probably safer.
Just sleep in the car because
Okay.
the germs. Have you seen people go in a hotel room with a black light?
I have. And look for bed bugs. Well,
Not bed bugs. No, they looking for semen,
you don't do the
bodily.
tub neither, baby. I've heard the tubs are full of it. You know, you
Girl, the
sometimes you find.
beds, the tubs, the kitchen, everywhere. Mm.
I'm in moral pain right
Oh my God.
now. Oh. Yes,
Mm-mm.
and flip-flops in the shower. Amen, Christy Blackman. Flip-flops in the shower.
Mm, mm,
Wipe down. The
mm.
first thing you should do is wipe down everything. Don't touch nothing in the motel room. Because again, those poor ladies that come to clean your room, they have 15, 20 minutes to get to the next room. They're going to take the sheets off. They're going to do a few things. But if you think they're sanitizing and cleaning that whole room, and watch that toilet seat too. They wipe it down, I think. I think.
Don't go in that room and sit on that toilet.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Bring your Clorox wipe just like you do on the plane. Because if you've been on a plane, like I've been on a plane, and especially sitting first class and watching people pop off their shoes and start switching the TV with their feet, sticking their feet on the things and stuff. If you know, like I
Switching
know,
the
don't put your little.
TV with their
You
feet.
never seen people do this?
I have not.
Take off and put their bare feet right up on the TV and switch it with their feet.
What airline were you on?
I seen them do it in more than one. People in the comments have seen it too, or people just doing all kind of nasty stuff. You just gotta wipe it all down. You gotta get that wipe, and you gotta always ask for the wipe. And we wipe everything. I wipe the whole TV. I'm not touching the TV till I wipe the everything, and I won't even buckle my seatbelt till I wipe that seatbelt. So I'm touching after people. Don't trust nobody.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I think you know who else might sue this girl? The people who make the coffee makers.
They should.
Nobody
They
is.
should.
I mean,
They should. I'd like to sue her too.
well, there's that. Well, hey, you guys, we're gonna get out of
Now that we've
here.
destroyed your souls and your comfort in a
Nobody's
fancy hotel.
nobody's staying in a hotel anymore. They're
Ever.
driving. Let's drive across America together.
No, not with you. You've got some invitations to stay at people's house if you decide to go back to. I don't think that's happening, friends.
Oh,
Jackie,
North Carolina, swing by Jacksonville. What?
Jacksonville's not that close to Tallahassee, friend. It's not that close.
Oh my. Okay,
Tallahassee is
swing by Jacksonville.
Completely different place.
This is interesting. Oh, okay. I got it. All right, Mr. Extremely Saltier Salt
Yeah.
Teen C. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Listen, you guys, don't forget Thursday, we have our first book club meeting. The book is If I Rule the World. By Amy DuBose Barnett. She's going to be here Thursday, 3:00. We're going live. We are going to talk about all the things in the book. So please come because this was a great read. You're going to love it. Joanne and I are excited to talk to you all about it and have our first book club meeting with Amy. And hopefully by then we'll be able to announce our book for next month. Always Black women, books written by Black women. So if y'all have any suggestions, please let us know. All right, with that, we out of here, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and comment and all the things when you get an opportunity. And thank you all for supporting us. We love you, family.
Thank you very much. And please make sure that in addition to hitting like and subscribe and also hit share, make sure that everyone is part of the cousin family and grow our cousin family, our cousin nation, I should say. Please also support this lady, Jacque Reid, who's on one of these two sides. Camille never lets me know which, so I don't know. I'm pointing in one direction is where Jacque is. And she's got a lot of great things. She's got Jackie's weekly wellness guide where she's going to give you great tips to try to improve your mental and physical health. There's also the Jacque Reid experience because don't you want the Jacque Reid experience? You don't get enough of it here, and you can get even more depth about all the things that are happening in the world of the fabulous Jacque Reid, Professor Jacque Reid, we should say.
Soon to be,
It's
hopefully.
soon to be lecturer, distinguished lecturer Jacque Reid, soon to be Professor Reid. And you can also follow her at vegansexycool.com because if you're vegan, that's cool. If you're sexy, even better. And if you are sexy and cool, so if you're vegan and sexy and cool, each one is better than the last, is what I'm trying to say. If you combine them all together, you are a complete package. There, even Cam Newton won't be able to deny it. So be vegansexycool.com by supporting Vegan Sexy Cool. Boom,
I appreciate that. But listen, speaking of things being packaged well, Joyanne, all you got to do to follow all the things she is doing out there in the world as an independent journalist on this Liberation Day of Joyanne Reid, just go to joyannereid.com. That will direct you everywhere you need to go to find what she's writing, where she's being a guest, where she is hosting, where she's showing up and just being in the audience because she don't like to sleep. No, I'm teasing. But where, when she's showing up at different events and all these things, you can find out all things Joyanne Reid. You can definitely buy merch.
Yes.
Like the jacket that she has on, but they got everything over there.
We got it all.
Her daughter made that image on the jacket.
Yeah, she's a great artist.
So cute.
Thank you very much. And we appreciate all of you for tuning in. We will be working on our song next week, so make sure that you guys learn it. We're going to be singing it to our new members, and we appreciate everyone who's being a part of our growing and fabulous cousin nation. Thank you all for watching, and
thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. Ciao.